I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I am evil. I'm nothing but evil. And I'm so glad that one of our younglings from 1981 could join us. Young Kevin is here today. Come here, Kevin, make yourself present. You're not so young anymore, are you?
No, I'm not, sir. Glad to be in your presence. I really am starting to become your fan.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy evil, because you know evil was there long before good. You see, evil is a beautiful thing, Kevin. It is a beautiful thing. It can reduce the weight of the world into transistor radios or VHS tapes or digital 8 cameras, half of the gear that is running this studio right now as we speak. Because I'm evil, and once I have mastered the supercomputer and the VHS tape, I will have rule of the world. Do you understand that?
Are you proud of some of your fans, such as Donald Trump? I hear, and his acolytes, I hear he's like a big fan of yours. Are you honored by that?
Let me show you an example. Benjamin! I'm sorry about that, Benjamin. I had to turn him into a dog. But yes, Donald Trump is one of our finest projects. We have several around the world. In fact, one of my personal favorites is Mr. John Bolton. You want to talk evil? He gives me a run for my money. Yes, evil is great. In fact, is that your uncle there? He seems to have grabbed something.
Don't touch that! That's pure evil!
I know what'll fix it. One, two, three, four!
We're back. My goodness, we're back. We're back. We're live. Welcome everybody to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. I'm your host Jeff Dodge, and with me is the best, wonderful rock band on this side of Alberta. I'll tell you that much. That's right. We are sitting here with Mr. Rich Reese, our musical director, on the drums.
That's right.
Mr. Steven Cebula on the bass guitar.
You told me it was Steven Seagal was going to be.
He used to get crossed with Seagal all the time when we were younger.
Okay.
I might have been the tights, or you know.
He's the arm. They call me.
You can break a man's arm in half, you know.
Oh, wow.
Very dangerous. And of course, standing next to our wonderful bassist and Mr. Seagal is the Commander. How are you doing, Commander?
Doing great, Your Honor.
All right, you're looking good. You're looking good, and a little bit of the Thompson twins look I noticed with the tail and everything. And I'll tell you, it's been a crazy month for me. Jamila and I just got back from Washington D.C.
Oh wow!
I've never been there before. I imagine you're a worldly guy.
You were going back there. I got some people.
Well, how often have you gone there, and what's your relationship to D.C.?
Well, I first went when I was 10. I was actually, serious political history here. I was there when we did the airstrikes on Libya in 1986.
The first time?
Yeah, when we
Okay.
did that, and it was a big deal. It was in April. I was back visiting my uncle, who's a big, he worked for Ernst & Young. He did some kind of sketchy stuff for United Fruit Company.
Oh, United Fruit Company.
Yeah.
They've got kind of a wholesome reputation.
Right. Let's say Uncle Ed is good at keeping secrets, and he's got a heck of a good pension now.
Mm-hmm,
They were out in Alexandria. Anyway, my sister is a pediatric anesthesiologist at National Children's Hospital, and they live in Foggy Bottom,
Okay.
right by the Watergate.
Okay.
And the State Department.
We did some Mount Pleasant hiking, and I'm gonna have a whole.
Where did you guys stay? What were you doing back
We
there?
were at the Architect Hotel, and Jamila was there on business, and
okay.
I was there, I guess, pulling kind of a Jeff Kogan, I guess you would say.
You were carrying, how much coke did you have?
No, Jeff Kogan, the formerly harassed city council guy.
Yeah, he was no, it was Multnomah County.
Oh, Multnomah County.
Right, he was the guy who gave weed to his kids.
Is that who he was?
Yeah, and then he would brag to his girlfriend,
Yes.
Sonia Monhaus, who'd brag to her about being on coke at
Okay.
public events. Yeah.
Well,
I'm friends with him on Facebook now.
he followed us on Twitter, so I didn't ever want to
Oh,
speak
you're
anything
kidding.
negative
Okay,
about
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
I just,
my shrink says he's actually, what he is he's just a big nerd.
Oh,
This is
okay.
overachiever, and then
Yes.
he got to this position, and being where he was in Multnomah County was like being a rock star to him. So
Right.
he thought he was Courtney Taylor.
Yes.
And moved
Courtney.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what he calls himself,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So
Courtney
he thought he was somebody
Stark.
like that, and
Yeah.
he just thought he was the Paul DeLay of Multnomah County. That's not nice.
Or Sheridan Fruit Company, you know, they have some background with the CIA, I think, too. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up.
Was it the sheriff? Oh, really? I thought it was Gatto and Sons.
Or, was that the
They're
olive oil company?
They're the
or-
mobbed up guys.
Okay.
Are any of these companies even down there anymore? It's all condos now, right?
There's a lot of condos. I noticed that more in Austin than I did there. But I noticed there seems to be, and our wonderful producer and stage manager David Craig is also who we're going to hopefully speak with later today.
You know, he's a DC guy too.
He's done a lot of Virginia time, I understand. And
No, he spent so much time in the Beltway, he didn't even know, what a loaf of bread cost. I don't know if you know.
right, or how a scanner works. And what I've noticed when I was there was that there's like 3 kinds of people. I guess I can get rid of my evil bib here. But there seem to be 3 types of people there, and I was trying to see if you noticed that. There seems to be the tourist class, the political class, and then the locals. Is that appropriate, or is that accurate?
Sure, yeah, that sounds about right. Every time I get there and I end up on the metro, and it's the name dropping commences like crazy.
I noticed that. And also there was no Gen Xers except for like maybe working security or in the Ubers. But everyone in the political realm on the metro, they all have these suits and nice looks, and you better not wear jeans or shorts there.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's like no Gen X. That's what I found astounding. There's no Gen Xers there.
We're all in K Street making deals.
Is that where they were? I needed to go to K Street to find the Gen Xers.
Yep.
Well, I didn't find any Gen Xers there, but it does alarm me that we were apparently almost set to go to war just a couple days ago. I don't know if you caught that, but Trump was going to shoot missiles into Iran.
I didn't catch that.
And one of our great friends of the show, Tucker Carlson, he intercepted this whole militia idea, and we were so fortunate. He talked Trump out of doing World War III this time. I don't know who we're going to be able to rely on for the next time. But we do have Tucker Carlson here in the studio, so I'm very excited to ask Tucker some questions about this historic event. Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson, yeah, okay. Well, as you can see, that's not Tucker Carlson, but Steve Cebula, our bassist, did have the opportunity to talk to him supposedly some point this week as this all happened, and I was thinking maybe you could answer some questions in Tucker's voice, all right? Just simple things, because you know what he's thinking, right? Certainly. Okay, good. So Tucker, after what you did with Trump and Iran, if you were at Pearl Harbor in 1941, would you talk Roosevelt out of going to war?
I think the crisis would be averted.
We could have, if Tucker was only there 41, we could have avoided the whole World War II. Oh, I got more than that. How about President Wilson and the Lusitania? Would you have intervened if they sunk the Lusitania? Would you have told Wilson to do anything about that?
Yes.
Yes. So no on Pearl Harbor, but yes on Lusitania.
Yes.
Okay. That's a big deal because that kind of sets up World War II. What about the Crimean War? Was the Crimean War? Would you, if we had President Grover Cleveland, or whoever that was, I think it was Cleveland, if he was about to send our troops to Crimea, would you have done that?
I'd have to consider this.
So it's a yes on Crimea.
Yes.
Spanish-American War? Maybe. And how about the French Revolution?
Yeah, I'm really concerned about Canada.
Okay, I am too. And it's that whole thing happened in Canada with the French, and they're still French.
Trophy.
Well, yeah, now you're getting personal.
Yes.
Canada is kind of our overlords in the basketball thing now. So, but Tucker, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Tucker Carlson and war and America's role. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back. Thank you for tuning in to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour.
lettuce. It's the cornerstone of any great salad. Fresh and delicious. Remarkable. Really good. Larry's lettuce is homegrown and full of goodness from the sunshine and the crystal clean waters of the Pacific Northwest. Taste the difference, and you'll never go back. Look for Larry's lettuce wherever you buy produce. It's lettuce so good that you'll think you're eating it straight out of the garden.
Oh boy, are we back. And we have a special guest today in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, our floor director, writer, and producer, David Craig, yeah! Been driving on out, head on the wheel. Oh yeah! Yeah, when I feel lucky that I have David Craig with me. This is wonderful to get you on the couch, and let me seem to be having that microphone issue with Alistair and David. Oh, it's good to see you, David. Yes.
Thank you.
I know you want to hold it in there.
All right, I will.
Don't know which hand to give it to you. Yeah, man. It's
Off my cord, please.
Oh yeah. Jeez, it's so complicated running a fully advanced studio like this. You want to tell us a little bit about what you do to make this show happen?
Oh, behind the scenes, yeah. We're just working the cameras, working the cameras.
Well, you manage a lot of the ad buys too, don't you?
Oh boy, that's all that behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Sass from the corporate office, yeah, he's putting all those together. He's getting into graphics now. He's
Oh,
discovering
really?
different fonts. Yeah, he's really excited. He's
Cool.
a young guy.
Yeah, and the world of fonts is amazing.
Fonts.
Yeah.
Yeah, fonts, and there's a lot of fonts out there.
They don't even teach that in art school anymore because they got rid of cursive, I guess. So cursive has been banned.
I think you just scroll down and find a font you like that strikes your fancy. I don't think there's any rules.
Well, speaking of fonts that strike your fancy, I heard you were in McMinnville.
Yeah, I've been writing this blog and the Portland Orbit.
The Portland Orbit.
Speaking of DC, we may have actually, we're trying to go national. We may actually have a DC Orbit.
DC Orbit, really? Well, now you have another...
We've got the Pittsburgh Orbit. Yes, that one is doing really well. It's a great one. Yeah, it's a great blog. We just try to cover local stuff, and I always wanted to get down to McMinnville.
Mm-hmm.
For about the last 10 years, I've been trying to get out there, and this year...
It's out west, right?
Yeah.
Rich, have you ever been to McMinnville?
Well, I've got some news about McMinnville.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's where the air show is going to be this fall.
Oh, we're getting
McMinnville.
secret information right here.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's, the main runway is closed at Hillsborough.
Oh.
So the big air show is going to be down at McMinnville. So, which, as you know, Jeff, that was the home of Evergreen Aviation, which of course was Air America.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Air America, the radio station, or the?
Yeah.
Because Air America was
Bernie.
that's where Al Franken and Bernie came from. I thought.
Yeah, no, that's where Bernie's been around longer than that. But Air America was the the evil CIA running drugs out of Cambodia.
Like, and they would hire Robert Downey Jr. and Mel Gibson and those type of people to do stuff, right?
Yeah. They tried to cover it up with that movie to make it look like it was all a joke. There was some pretty dirty stuff. And of course, that's where all the money for that museum and that giant 747 with the water slides coming in and out of it.
Oh, sure.
Anyways, I can let you guys get back to your topic here, but McMinnville.
Yeah.
What a place.
It's happening.
What a place.
Linfield, kind of a wild college.
Yes.
I thought it was only one weekend a year when they got crazy, but...
Well, Western Oregon, Linfield was in our division. We would play them at athletics. And I never went to a single Linfield Western game.
The Wildcats, huh?
No Wildcats.
Stay away from the Wildcats.
The Wildcats versus the Wolves. I mean, who would want to? It's a massacre.
So vicious. Peart victory right there.
But
yes.
nothing like the U of O school. What were they called? The Coyotes. U of O Coyotes. Is that her name? Anyway, so McMinnville.
You know, to me, it strikes me as just kind of like a homegrown thing that's just a tradition. I think the thing that you can get real excited about going to a lot of these speeches and stuff, guys that are UFO experts are going to go in there and talk, and I mean, you could probably really make a whole weekend of it.
So it was a celebration of the UFOs.
Yeah.
Unidentified flying object UFOs?
Exactly. There was one spotted. The guy took a picture of it. The story, I think, is kind of interesting. I don't think he developed his film right away, and then he realized he had taken a picture of a UFO and just sort of became
that wasn't
kind of
the one
legend.
with the kid and a weird astronaut-looking alien picture.
No, and it wasn't even. It was in the McMinnville area, but it wasn't precisely in McMinnville, but it was, so I don't know. Anyway, McMinnville, I think it's a McMinimans kind of thing where they just kind of took it over and ran with it.
So McMinnville became McMinimans in a way. It's sort of just a satellite of the McMinimans empire.
A satellite, yeah. The empire is there. It's very strong. They got a great facility, great hotel
McMiniman
down
brothers
there.
might be from outer space.
Yeah, you just want to avoid the tater tots, really, unless you're hungry. But, it was
They never bring ranch when I order. Do you ever have that problem? It's like I say, could I have ranch with this? I say, sure, absolutely. And then they bring me catsup.
No,
Always bring me catsup.
no, you need the ranch. But it's just we stayed for the parade, and it was kind of goofy.
It was
just
a UFO parade.
Yeah, even spotted somebody from one of your films.
Oh,
John.
really? Oh, that's
John.
That's right.
John apparently. He kind of just jumped in on the parade.
Oh, he wasn't a part of it.
I don't think he was an official part, but he made himself such an integral part of the parade that they couldn't ask him to leave.
Yes, he has that way of doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
There were a couple of guys that were like walking down the streets before the parade even started, and it was kind of a little disconcerting.
He's a wonderful actor, and it's like, hey, do you need another line? I'll give you another line. And
man, he's good.
Full of them.
Oh, yeah,
He's like, do you need someone to sit in on your drum kit? I'll sit in on your drum kit. You know?
Well, do you need someone to march in your parade?
Or do you need
I'll march in your parade.
So tell me more about this parade. Or do you have any photographic evidence? Perhaps?
I took a lot of pictures. Just being on the in the media section. I think it was live streamed. Everything's live streamed these days. And. Yeah, it's a good parade. I mean, I took a lot of photos, so you're just going to see a lot of weird stuff.
Okay.
Just a lot of people in costumes, a lot of foil. That was fun.
Okay, well let's take a look.
Not your run-of-the-mill average parade.
Here we go. This is the UFO parade. That was something else, David. Wow. Wow. Well, thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Anytime. Yeah.
And hopefully we can get some more orbit reports happening. If anybody out there in the world wants to form their own local orbit, how would they get in touch with you?
I just through the blog.
Through the blog.
Yeah.
Okay. Visit the Portland Orbit.
Portland Orbit.
And start your own branch of orbit wherever you may be. Gresham,
Google it or
Beaverton.
whatever you do to
yeah.
search for stuff, and it'll come up.
Well, as you know, we've got some bills to pay, so I'm going to do that right now, and we're going to pay some bills. Be back in a second.
You know, I just come on every month to tell you how you can get a great cup of coffee, and that's easy. Every morning, I pour myself a cup of delicious coffee. It's never gritty, it's never chunky. It's downtown blend, taste the city coffee. And it's made by Safford Brothers, and it's the best. Absolutely. You're not gonna get another better cup of coffee, and I guarantee you will taste the city. You know, it's about the notes, you know, those steaming streets of the summertime. You know, everything's wafting up, and it feels really good to be downtown, you know, and to be just cool and with it and drinking that coffee. Safford Brothers, Downtown Blend, taste the city coffee. It's always smooth and dark and delicious. You're gonna love it. It's always good.
Smoke it for hours. Door to door, boat to boat. Cheap white wine, cheap sugar. Yeah, this is a tasty fish. It's brined in like a brand name soy sauce and cheap white wine, cheap sugar, salt, little herbs in there, and it's brined overnight. Let it dry out and form a nice little pellicle, they call it in the biz. Nice sort of protective skin on the membrane, and then we'll smoke it for hours on end, and just cheap white wine. Cheap white wine. Drink beer and wait. Cheap white line cod, barbless line cod, barbless hook. Smoking to dry it out. It's a smoky flavor. Door to door, boat to boat. Free range, line caught, barbless hooked Chinook.
Chinook like a Chinook.
Yeah, that's there we go. I'll take that one to the bank.
Yes.
What? He's not ready yet? Well, he said he'd have the script here by noon or so. That's pretty damn late, you know? Yeah, I know he's my cousin, but yeah. Well,
Gotta get on that.
okay. Listen, we're gonna come up with something. We don't need it. We'll come up with something else. Hang on a second. I'll get back to you. Hang on. That was L.A. Apparently, we were supposed to have the script, and
We need it.
we're missing a sketch. Do you guys have any ideas of what we could do with Patrick?
How about if we just, give him the old peasant revolution hazing, hog tie.
The hog tie.
The old hog,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like, you mean when we bound and gagged that one dude?
Like literally, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, Rich. That seems kind of like a bad idea to me.
I don't know. I mean, when we did it before, that guy ended up being one of our top sponsors. He signed a 5-year contract.
That's true.
And now he's the fucking president. Even with that P video.
Ben Carson, I thought, was who that was. But,
No, that was the guy that hired Ben Carson.
I
don't know about this.
Listen, we've got these gifted hands.
yeah. So you would gag him up, and what does he do? He just sits around bound and gagged, or?
Yeah, you tie his wrist to his ankles, from the back. We just leave him on the ground.
I don't know.
I think
it's a
Steve's
good idea.
got these, he's got these special socks for gagging people.
I never wear them.
You never wear the.
I don't wear them
says he
because I gotta have them.
Are they like in your pocket or
Oh,
something?
they're
or?
in my, the emergency kit in the car.
Yeah.
So the flares.
Emergency kit.
Can't
I
be.
see.
You can't-
I suppose what are we gonna find in the?
It's not that type of show.
I don't want to gag anyone. Commander, any ideas?
Is there any Chinooki left?
It could be really funny though.
Gag them with sugar.
Oh yeah,
Gagging.
It's instant.
It is funny.
I don't know, man.
It's a
We
good
gotta
bit.
do. We're running out of time for the sketch.
Yeah, I mean you have to just go with something.
Right?
It
You've got all that headroom
cost
you're
anything.
saving for the apocalypse. So
It's a head scratcher.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's gag them. I'm down with it. We can gag them.
I don't think this is a good
It's a terrible
Why not?
idea.
It's bad.
Why is it? Wait, Jamila's here. My lovely wife Jamila. What do you think about gagging my cousin Patrick as a bit for
As
the
a
show?
bit.
Just
Yeah.
be kind of a.
I think it's terrible.
I think it's a great idea. I think we should. Let's take a vote. Who says
I've changed
aye?
my mind.
You changed your mind.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
All right, we got a good idea.
I'm
That's
sorry to
1, 2,
disagree
3.
with Jamila, but
3 and 3
I can't
nays.
believe that you forced me to think this is a good idea because we don't have any other ideas.
force.
It's the only idea that we have.
Let's come down.
It's
to
this
it.
idea or no idea.
Okay, well,
What would the show be
It's just
if
us
we didn't
against
gag
these.
somebody?
I think we're gonna. Well, we need to kill some.
Everybody
Oh, we
should
don't.
be
Oh my
gagged.
God, we're out of time. You know what? We'll come up with something. But we're out of time, and we're gonna have to bring Patrick out. Well, Patrick Cunningham in right after this break. Time to pay some bills. 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 Bills to pay now. Bills to pay now.
You know, there's things probably I shouldn't talk about, but let me tell you something. There's some things out there that you just don't want to deal with. And so mainly, I just reserve my time to sit around and drinking Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste of City coffee. You know, that's what I do. But one of the other things I do, sadly, I mean, it's a good thing, but I gotta pick up after my dog. And let me tell you something. The thing that I can't stand is cold poo, okay? Now, what I'm saying is if you just pick it up immediately, it's warm, it feels good in your hands. But if you leave it laying around, it gets cold, and there's nothing worse than cold poo. So forget about all that. Get yourself a cup of Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste of City coffee. It's always good. You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, we're back. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce my cousin Patrick Cunningham. Woo! Yeah, Patrick! Woo! Woo! This is terribly embarrassing. I can't understand a thing you're saying. Let me get this off you. Yeah, there, jeez. What the hell?
Hey, someone spiked my joint, and then I woke up like this.
Well, that's just ridiculous. You gotta be careful when you come to Portland, you know.
Yeah,
There's some crazies out there. Yeah. Patrick, let's talk a little bit about yourself. We've known each other for a while.
No, I don't know you.
I don't know myself either. But you are here on business, and you do. So what? year are you now in college?
I'm a junior. I'm like studying geology. I'm just junior by credits at least. I'm hoping to get like it done like in the next year or two.
Oh, so like the 3-year plan then, or something like that?
Oh no, I'm like 2.5 years through already.
Okay. You know, it took me 7 years to get a history bachelor's. I call it the Sarah Palin plan. I was on 3 different universities.
Yeah, but you actually finished.
Oh, she didn't
I
finish?
don't think she actually graduated.
Did the daughters at all, or no? They
well,
didn't even finish high school, did
Yeah, I
they?
mean, they're all, they'd be like the disadvantaged, unmarried parent students.
Did you know Bristol Palin living up there, kind of north? Probably not.
I might have bumped into her. She was kind of
Pregnant.
I guess.
You know, those Palins, they like to have babies. But anyways, enough of that. You are all-around artist, but you're going with geology then as the major.
Yeah, branching out, studying some hard science to get a good baseline in my career, and like trying to branch out with like maybe succeed in art, maybe do a lot of science and doing art on the side, see where things go. I'm also really sciencey, nerdy. I don't just like take a pretty picture. Like I do all the math and do all think about like trends or like tone mapping algorithms and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, and tone mapping algorithms is what I think about all the time as well. And it's an interesting world we live in when you're mapping out tones. Did you had a lot of background in the arts, though, as I recall, with music and film? Do we have any samples we could look at of your work on that? I think we might. Let's take a look at. You had. You know what we we're going to take a look at was this.
Don't spoil what it is if it's the short video.
Yeah, shouldn't we do that? Let's do that, right? Okay, let's take a look at this short video that Patrick Cunningham has produced.
6, 5. About 190 weeks, and I say, what is bringing me back?
It's beautiful.
Oh man, that's something. That's wow. So you and Michael Cunningham, is that any relation by chance?
Oh, he's my uncle.
Oh, Michael Cunningham is your uncle?
Yeah.
Wow.
My fond uncle.
That's cool. You know, we once worked with the Michael Cunningham that sang on our Sunset Story album. I don't know if you cats remember that. He did Scoochies and
oh yeah,
and I think Skins and Skaters, 2 of our bigger hits.
Mm-hmm.
Any relation to him, or is that the same? Michael we worked with was from Michigan.
Yeah, he's from Michigan.
Oh, it is him. It is. So it's Mike. It's our old buddy Mike.
Yeah, he's now based in Seattle.
Oh, you know, does he come out of Seattle ever very much? Or?
Oh, he's kind of busy. Like he's kind of scared. He's kind of can't really get out real much because of his job.
Yes.
He sells green things.
Green things. Yes. We're familiar with such substances in Oregon. Things like grass juice and the green hills of Kentucky. And You know, wheat juice is another. My aunt used to drink. Aunt Beth. Do you remember Aunt Beth? She, I don't know if you met her. She's in the family too. But so Patrick and I go way back, and starting with your father, correct? Joe Cunningham. Oh, speaking of the Cunninghams, so your father is brothers with Mike, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if anyone's watching or can hear us right now, but I believe John's birthday is today. Your Uncle John.
I have no clue.
On my Facebook it tells me. So let's talk about how many are there in your father's family.
Okay, so he's like 8 siblings, 4 boys and 4 girls. So that means a total of 9.
So
you have 5
you
boys.
Have 8 uncles and aunts.
Yeah, I do. And that's just on my father's side.
Yes.
Mother's side a little less impressive, but it's good 3 or 4.
Oh, that's more typical. But the 9-member family, I'll tell you, when your dad and the Cunninghams would come to meet at our grandma's, they always drove around back in the day in the 70s and early 80s. We're talking about the early VW bus. And they'd pack them all in there, right? It was a VW bus, if I remember right.
But yeah.
And they would come to grandma's, and all us other cousins would be there, and we would scatter in fear because there's an army of them. Oh, I'm shy, I'm nervous, and we'd all hide. And it was like a big thing because once we all got out of that shell, all of a sudden there was 50 Cunningham cousins all together doing this thing. We're Irish, if you couldn't tell. That's an Irish thing.
Yeah, all those kids. Catholicism is one hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah. It's Rick James might say, yeah. And on that note, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. We'll be right back with Patrick Cunningham.
Hey, it's Jimmy Gimmler here for Ear Massage by Rose Cramden. Ear massage is the key to good health. You hear better, you feel better. Plus, Rose is going to trim those ears up, and it's a great tune-up for your whole system. Charts are going to tell you that there's a lot of benefits to ear massage. Why would you settle for regular massage when you can experience Rose Cramden's magic fingers? This massage is going to make you feel better, it's going to help you hear better, it's going to keep you healthy, and it's the best thing you can do for your ear health. Treat your ears good, and you'll feel good.
Admit it, your diet is all wrong. Quit heaping misery on top of misery. It's time to eat broccoli. Lots and lots of broccoli. Green from the ground, pure earth, pure health. Broccoli has health benefits that have been known for thousands of years. You'll outthink and outsmart everyone. There's no better nutrient source known to man than broccoli. Eat broccoli and soon you'll be jogging faster than your neighbor. Your brain functions and cognitive abilities will be increased tenfold. You'll outthink and outsmart everyone. Crunchy, luscious, miniature tree-like, appetizing broccoli. Eat some today and keep on eating broccoli forever. This message was produced in conjunction with the Obnoxious Broccoli Growers Association of America.
It's not like Dad or Mom or Sarah, Teresa, and I, have an extra brother or anything named Geddy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just, we're back. Welcome back to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour, and we're sitting here with my second cousin, twice removed or something. Is that how it works? Or Joe's son.
Twice removed and thrice regained.
Oh, I didn't know there's a regain thing.
Yeah, it's like family calculus.
And well, now speaking of family calculus, your dad, Joe Cunningham, is very political, especially nowadays. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened to him recently?
Yeah, he's running for school board, so go vote for him. Joe Cunningham, if you're listening in here from
Did he win, or is he running right now?
He's running right now.
So he's on the ballot for this November?
Yeah.
This November.
Where is that?
In King County?
Yeah, King County.
King County,
Shoreline.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a pretty crazy competitive seat, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, the red...
King County voter, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, the race is like...
Count on me.
Which school? Which district is it?
Shoreline.
Oh, okay.
Is that... I don't know anything about it.
That's up toward Everett, right?
Yeah, they're like kind of between Lake Washington and like the Puget Sound.
Yeah.
Well, what was the process of him running? I heard you had to participate to bring home some bacon for the county.
Well, first off, the earliest part of the project is to get them endorsement from the parties to show that he's a loyal Democrat, and let me tell you, like,
tough.
Yeah, I mean they were really into radical left-wing purity testing in the 32nd district, which was the district in which he was running in. Like,
is that where that communist is?
Marilyn Chase, yeah. Everyone like worships her. Oh, so you're not a real Democrat.
Oh, and she's a commie.
Not really a commie.
That woman's on the city council.
Oh, the city. See, I keep
She's actually a former senator. She lost to Jesse Solomon. I was actually volunteered on Jesse Solomon's campaign.
Okay. But none of these people were in hotels with Jeff Kogan or anything.
No.
No. So go on. So this thing is coming down to the wire is this the primary then? Or?
It's the endorsement.
The endorsement
in the party meeting, and let me tell you, like, because he was affiliated with Marilyn Chase's opponent and other Democrats that they don't think are pure enough, that he and they are kind of, a lot of them were against him. A lot of the more loyalist people, and so like, to even come close to winning, he had to gather all of his political friends to get them to come in, and even still, it was so close. And I mean, the endorsement meeting was happening on like it was like it was during my finals week. I had lots of stuff to study.
Right?
No, finals week though.
Finals week.
Yeah, the very week of finals, and
yes.
I had to, and it was. I had a sense it was going to be come close. I mean, there was only 30 votes, and some of them were just like, had all drinking the total 100% Marilyn Chase Kool-Aid, and they were like so like in line, and would like anyone who was associated with her opponent, Jesse Solomon, which is actually a really great senator. He's doing really great stuff. It was like, okay, so if you're with Jesse Solomon, and they read an attack letter against my dad. It was like so funny and weird and messed up that they were like, Cunningham may say he's against charter schools, but Cunningham is with Dubois or like Jesse Solomon and Ruth Kagi and all these other Democrats who mostly vote against charter schools, but maybe they won't vote against it if it's like a vote to keep the school for the year. I mean, charter schools suck, but like making kids like have to move out of their school because it's shut down in the middle of the year, that's just baloney.
Yes.
And so basically they read an attack letter, and like a lot of people were angry at my dad, and he had to get like all his friends to show up, and it was still close. So I cast my vote, and he barely made the threshold by like 2%, and there's only there was only
you came in from finals.
Yeah, in Bellingham.
Finish your finals. Come to Bellingham.
Yeah.
From Bellingham to Seattle, and decide the casting vote.
Yeah, I mean there was only
man indoors.
Yeah, I mean there's only like 62%. I mean, he had to get 60%, and there's only 30 people. So doing the math, like if it weren't for me, it would have been 59%, and he wouldn't have gotten it.
Right. That's great. Did you give a speech or?
Yeah, I mean, it was
how was that? Who were you? Were you talking to Mary Chase and all them, or were they there? Or?
Yeah, they were there. I mean, I was just addressing more, just trying to keep it positive.
Yeah. You didn't do like any like weird facial kind of taunt him when you?
No, I was just saying like how great, like how qualified my dad was. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I also was like during this meeting, it was like a 2-hour-long meeting, and I just needed to get some physics homework done. So sometimes like I was doing physics homework
While you're
like,
speaking, you're still working on the physics.
Not while I was speaking, but still a lot about through the meeting, and I was like a lot of nasty people, and I was there, and I was doing physics.
You could have done it.
And I got some of the homework done during that time.
And none of those people could have done it in physics.
Yeah.
Good point.
They can't even understand why like density lowers housing prices.
Well, I was gonna
for them.
ask about that. Since you were talking about charter schools and stuff, where does your dad fall on the density preservation sort of?
Back to the charter schools note, I want to just point out a quick irony, then I'll answer your question. So basically, like the
That's a pro. I love it.
So like the funny thing is that his opponent says like his opponent's position was okay, like we need to fully fund public education, and then if everything else and all the nice progressive like environmental and like social service programs are fully funded, then maybe we might consider experimenting with charter schools. There might be something to be gained from that, and my dad took a hardline anti-charter school position, but here's the thing, because the party was all about like who's loyal to who. They made it all about he's a big corporate shill charter school candidate. And to answer your question on density, yeah, we're both for upzoning. Build that.
Good.
Build it. Get it. Make them. We need more houses so that we need more houses built, even if they're market rate, even if they seem kind of pricey, because the more houses there are, the more competition there is for like housing, and like the less bargaining power the landlords have, and the more bargaining power the tenants have.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to get back to one of your earlier points. I am a proud graduate of a charter school. I went to Central Catholic, which is that charter and Catholic are the same, right? Is that the same thing?
Charter means it's like a private, either for-profit or non-profit, and
these guys were for profit. That's for sure.
And is receiving taxpayer money. That's the crux of the controversy over that.
Does papal money count, or is that different?
What money?
From the Vatican's government.
Oh, papal! I get it.
This generation doesn't even acknowledge the Catholic Church, so that's why I'm so jealous of the kids these days.
And let me tell you something.
They're just like papal.
I recognize that. It just took me a moment.
Very, very papal. And speaking of papal and pap schmears, I'd like to talk about our mayor. Our mayor, Ted Kaczynski Wheeler. Ted Wheeler is his name, and.
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, my lovely wife Jamila is here. Hey, honey. What's going on?
Say goodnight, Jeff.
Good night, Jeff.